Very happy to have another young Indian with us for the Voice of the Young segment. Hello, everyone. Good to be back with you. Right now, we have Ishrat Hans. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Ishrat.
Thank you, Subodh, sir, and thank you so much for inviting me on your channel. I think what you've created is a very unique space, and it's a very unique way of listening to young Desi voices. Um, I just wanted to talk about my journey a little bit, how I landed up where I am, and what I've learned along the way, and maybe if somebody can learn something from my teachings, I think that would be the best um, outcome of a video like this. So currently I'm in Geneva. I'm working at the World Trade Organization. I work in trade and services and investment. I'm an economist. I did my bachelor's and master's in economics. Bachelor's from India in New Delhi and master's in Geneva. And I started working immediately after my master's. I think what I have, something that has served me very well to this date is um, at first, whatever situation I'm in, whether it's a new job, new surroundings, I think it helps understanding the social dynamics, understanding what is required of you, understanding what you can contribute, what you bring to the table. I think I know it's easier said than done, but I think it's very much worth it to explore your voice your opinions. I can't describe how many situations I've been in where, I mean, at work, in classes, meetings, where, I felt like I had a thought or an idea and I didn't speak up because I assumed that maybe it's not good enough if it's not been voiced by older, more experienced people in the room or in the team. And so many times I have not spoken up, and that idea is voiced by somebody else, and it actually turns out to be a good idea. So, it's, um, I think this is something that young people should work on, especially young women, because I don't think growing up I have ever been in a space where participation is encouraged or it's seen as something um, desirable in a woman. And I think that is something I'm still unlearning. But for somebody who is interested in making a career, is interested in, you know, um, actively engaging their minds, I think voicing your opinion is very important. And not just at work or in social spaces, I think even politically, um, we see in so many current events now. I mean, the Israel-Palestine conflict, it's the youth that is really driving public opinion. And there may be older generations or older, cohorts of population that may find it easier to embrace dogma and prejudice. But I think the youth is uh, a segment of the population that is particularly empathetic in today's time. And they are worried about wars, climate change, and the only thing holding us back is not having some kind of a big platform where we can actively, make change. And that is something that I think starts by finding your voice, and no matter how small a situation. Other than that, I think it helps to be, I would say, aware of your surroundings, alert, what you can do to make a difference. Um, it's one thing to observe the status quo, and it's one thing to see what you can do to make a change in your surroundings. That means never stopping, not being inquisitive, being curious about what you see around yourself, what is happening around you. And that is something that I think would serve anybody well in any kind of situation, be it work, be it your own life, personal life. I think that is something that young people should focus on and should work towards. Um, Other than that, I think personally, growing up, I have always been engaged in co-curricular activities, sports, um, hobbies like reading, dance, um, which help me even today. I mean, I may not be actively playing hockey today or dancing due to, I mean, I'm being busy with work and other things in life. But I think having hobbies, having creative spaces helps you channel your emotions, helps you think about, I mean, that is apart from the drudgery of life, work and studies. I mean, what else do you do outside of that, you know? And I think if these kind of things, if you are able to pick up in life, they add to the quality of it and they help you become a better person. I think I'm a great teammate because that was something I learned playing the game from childhood. Um, I learned discipline from music. I was classically trained, so that is something that I've carried in my life throughout. And more than anything, I mean, being in Geneva, it's an international space. You are representing your country. Your life experiences inform people of what your country is like, and talking about my life, talking about the richness of India, our culture, whatever I've been exposed to. And on the other hand, listening to other people's opinions, how their lives have been growing up. I have met people from all over the world now, from places like Barbados, Trinidad, that you don't even know of, or some place like Burundi that I wasn't aware of the conditions of before I came here, before speaking to people. I think that is something that opens your mind, opens your mind to the possibilities of the how big the world is, and at the same time how universal experiences are. And being here talking to the youth, I have gotten the idea that the larger problem, I mean, everybody has problems in life, but the youth is thinking about similar things. Everybody is worried about where the world is headed, conflict, climate change. People are trying to do their individual bit. People are working in organizations who tackle these kinds of issues. There is a sense of, you can say, stasis. There's nothing happening. At times you wonder whether you're making a difference. But at the same time, I think it's important to keep going and hold on hope and be informed and try to be proactive in whatever way you can about making a change. And I think that would be my message to the youth. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm on mute. Yeah.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go.
All right. Hang on. Tell us about your undergraduate life a little bit more.
Sure. So I studied in Lady Shri Ram College for Women in New Delhi, and it was quite eye-opening. I It wasn't so much of an environment change because I grew up in a all-girls boarding school. So the all-girls factor was not that much of a change for me. And I mean, I grew up with women. I mean, I'm very comfortable around women. I feel like that's the females have been the most strongest characters in my life. So I just met many more amazing women. The one difference was how much more politically active LSR was as a campus. And from that, I got to learn so much about women's rights, and about politics in general, just governments, about student politics, about any issue that people in college felt they wanted to talk about. I would attend and listen to people's opinions. Other than that, academically, it was very rewarding. I was in the economics program, so it is quite competitive, and I found people from all kinds of backgrounds. I mean, primarily most of them from New Delhi, but some of them that had come from who lived far away in India. I got to learn about their lives, got to talk to them, and yeah, I was also engaged in um, a music society. So we used to prepare compositions and perform them in different college competitions. So that was something that continued from school. But one new thing also I worked on was a social entrepreneurship project. So we had a society in college called Inactus, and this is an international sort of non-profit organization. So it's student driven, and every college has their own particular society managing their own projects that they brainstorm themselves. So for us, we were working with these women from this village close to Gurgaon called Mangar. It's in Haryana. And we trained them to make dishwashing liquid, and we would market that liquid, and the production was happening with this self-help group. And the idea was to basically make a sustainable model, leave the project in a few years once we have figured out the logistics and all the, trained everyone, given managerial positions. So that was something I was engaged in. So we did a lot of field visits. We spoke to the women. We conducted workshops, uh, like for financial awareness. So, got PAN cards made, got Aadhaar cards made. So things like that, that was different from school, of course. And I found that I got to learn quite a bit. And it is a challenge in its own to manage the business as it is. And I won't say that it was always a very successful business, but it was a learning. So
Okay.
that was what college was about for me.
Well, I heard the term the LSR bubble. Did you feel that, or is it a mistake?
It can be a bubble in the sense it's not North Campus. So, and South Campus colleges are spread out. So you don't end up meeting people from other colleges. So there is that sense of isolation, I would say. And the bubble, maybe I don't know if I felt it that much. Probably others did, but it's true that I felt that the 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 intensity of the politics around feminism was more,
Okay.
and was welcome personally.
Yeah.
But I think there were there was that, yeah, I cannot deny there was that
Okay.
idea of the bubble.
Okay. All right. And how did it feel to go to Geneva from Delhi?
Geneva was a big change. It's in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. So French is the primary language here. I mean, now people do speak English if they feel that you don't know French, but I'm told that 20 years back it was way worse. But that was a big shock for me. I mean, even taking the bus, the announcements are in French. So the first few months I was quite lost, and economics in as a degree, as a master's degree, was not easy. So I found that I was quite overwhelmed. But I think I picked up some really good hard skills from my master's that I believe actually cemented my career path. And that was picking up, our STATA softwares that most economists use. And we were taught STATA in our master's, but R was something I learned on top of everything I knew, just because I thought that I should, give myself an edge in my resume. So that was something that I did, and then I got an internship with WTO. And in the project we were working on, I then volunteered to do this data processing part that was supposed to be done. And I told them I would do it on R, even though I had not done any project formally. So that was kind of a leap I took, believing in myself, and kind of I pushed myself to, volunteer. And if I had not done that, I don't know if I would still have a job. So, those kind of things, I think taking the initiative in any situation, you never know where it will get you. But I think if you don't even try, nothing will change. And especially for young women,
Yeah.
I think that is something that everybody should try. Just
Okay.
believe in yourself and, go for something.
All right. Okay. That's great. Okay. Anything else you want to add here?
Not really, just maybe a little bit about because I was initially also considering doing a PhD right after my master's, and I just wanted to talk about that. I mean, why I chose not to do it as opposed to working.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's of use to anybody who's
Yeah,
watching.
sure. It's of
Yeah.
use to me.
Yeah.
I get asked that question, so I want to hear.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's also personal. It depends from person to person. But for me, I had not had any professional work experience by the time I graduated from my master's. So, despite the fact that I was research oriented and I was interested in, exploring certain topics, I thought that I should at least try to work on a few areas before seeing if there's really something that I want to explore in my PhD, because people did tell me that it's a big investment and it's a question that you want to think about for the next 4 or 5 years, couple of questions. And I was personally not even sure what area I wanted to work on. So that's why I came to work. And honestly, I'm glad, because now working on trade and services now, you realize how unexplored it is. And initially, I wanted to work on um, gender equality, something related to gender, but I mean, it's the reality is that it was a bit overdone as a topic, and I wasn't sure what I could bring to the table. And I think if I do a PhD in the future, I want to um, probably do something on trade and services, just because it is so unexplored, and I want to say something new.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
We get it. All right. I think let's end it here today, and we'll
sure.
catch up with you in a year or so to see how you are doing. So let's say bye to the viewers. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye till then. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.